What's up, guys? It's Force from Toddy Rap, and today I'm going to be doing something small. This will probably be more on my channel. This might be one of my first videos in a while on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Winter Anime 2022, and I'll be doing probably talking about some of the top shows that I've seen this season. It'll be probably mostly season ones. I'll probably skip the season two stuff. It's not as important. Everyone knows who's or what people are watching, unless it's more of the obscure ones. But let's start. Do we want to start from the best? Because I'd say, we can talk about Attack on Titan, good show. Demon Slayer, good show. I personally like Demon Slayer more than Attack on Titan, so, you know, that's my opinion. Sorry. But anyway, I might as well just start with the best show of the season. In my opinion, this is an easy 10 out of 10 show, My Dress Up Darling. Uh, from the characters, designs. Like, I love the main character, Marina. What is her name again? So, her character design is just amazing. From the way she looks, I like the blonde and red hair. I do also like the idea of her being a what's it called? She's like the hot chick in school, but she really likes nerdy stuff. She wants to cosplay, and I think it's just a great concept. I do like all the friends. The two friends she has are pretty cool. I wish they did show them more, but for some reason they don't in the show. But I think maybe next season, which there's no way it's not getting another season, they probably will show more of the characters. They did show off the other two cosplayers. You got the famous one that looks like a little girl, and then you have her sister who is the photo taker who looks older, but she's actually younger. Uh, this show I can understand is not for everyone. There is ecchi parts in the show, but if you can get past that, Gojo is just a great guy. Anyone who's named that, it seems like, is really cool because of Jujutsu Kaisen, best character of that show. But there's some arguments there later on. But I do recommend this show to pretty much anyone. Definitely if you're a cosplayer, they do show off like techniques and stuff he does, and like how he goes out of his way to watch or play the uh, what they want to cosplay, so he understands the dynamic of them. I do the same thing when I do fan art. When I do like this, I have up higher force. I have bookmarks, and we have stickers of certain characters. But I do like to watch the show and not just draw shows I've never seen just because they're popular. I do like to draw the emotions that I get from the characters. But besides that, I just like the show. The show is just amazing. 10 out of 10. Would recommend watching. Everyone should watch it. But I feel like it's a show that's been talked about by pretty much everybody. One of the shows I do want to talk about. No, we'll skip it. Season 3 of The Forehead Girl. Uh, ooh, this is a show that I think is also by Cloverworks, which it was the same group who did the last one. Is the sailor uniform, Akiba's sailor uniform. The show is it's just cute girls doing cute things. It's a girl who lives in the middle of nowhere, and she wants to go to like a bigger high school that does school, or what's it called, that does sailor uniforms. So she tries really hard. Her mother went there. She used to wear such a cute uniform, and she tries her hardest. She passes the test, passes the exam, passes basically everything. And so her mother makes her the uniform. She goes to school and she realizes they all wear blazers. And she's the only one that stands out. At first, I thought she was going to get bullied for it, but everyone seems to be very almost on the opposite spectrum, where it's like, oh, dude, I love your outfit, love all your stuff. And, this show is cute. I feel like they got the show, the Darling one, and they're like, oh, this show's doing really good, and we're making tons of money. Let's put some of that money in this show and make the animation or stills look so clean. I know a lot of people think they look too real almost, but dude, the show is just so good. I recommend it. You have to watch it. And as just a art nerd that I am, you just can't. You're just missing stuff. Let's see. What's my next show? I'm talking about Slow Loop. It's okay. It's just cute girls doing fishing. Nothing crazy. Uh, where all the good season part two, core two of Ranking of Kings is really fun. I feel like I've talked about all these shows before on our podcast. You can look them up, but this show to me feels like a Saturday morning cartoon. I just it's one of those shows where, you know, spoilers, I guess, no one dies. Everyone kind of gets what they deserve. Everyone can be healed. The art style is really interesting. I think it's cute. I think it works for the show really good. I'd really recommend this to basically everybody because it's definitely family friendly. Nothing crazy goes on. And it feels like, I want this little kid who's supposed to become king to become king. And, he gets beat up and all this other stuff, but he still makes it through. And I would recommend giving this a watch. It seems like a lot of people have watched it, and if you're any anime nerd, you'll probably have heard that you're like, oh, this is a show that I must watch. I watched it. I didn't watch it last season. I ended up catching up this season and finishing through. Amazing show. I think it's like an 8, 9 easily. It's a show that's family friendly. Must watch. We'll go through some of the some of the weirder stuff too. So Netflix recently put out Thermain Romia Nova, which is like all bathhouses lead to Japan, something like that. Or I think it's technically all bathhouses lead to Rome, but it's a show that I love the concept. I have a concept for it, just similar with the guy going to another world, but he's not being isekai. So he basically is. He lives in Rome. He designs bathhouse for the kingdom, and every episode he runs into an issue, and then he either falls or he goes to pick something up on the bottom of the bathhouse, and then he pops up and he's in Japan, and he's just doing weird stuff. He just ends up there. Most of the time, he's naked because that's how they used to do it back in the day. And some bathhouses they're not supposed to be, or blah blah blah, or he just ends up in some person's house, and he just learns how to he makes an amusement park out of it. He learns how to do certain heating systems to transfer heat. It's a cute show. It's very interesting. Would I recommend this to everybody? Not really. It's funny. There's little tidbits at the end where you see the creator go to bathhouses and explain. I like this show. I thought it was a good comedy. The art style is really weird. It's definitely not. It's definitely not for the art. As I said, the show is just funny. It's a comedy. I'd recommend it, but maybe not for everybody. Oh, to me, this is probably my second favorite show this season. Karuto Lives Alone. It's about a cute 4-year-old. Yep, and he moves out of his family's house, runs away, and he moves to a boarding house. He runs away from that, and then he ends up living on his own, making money from special donations, I'll say, without spoiling it. But you find out it's it's a very wholesome, cute show at the first episode or two, and then you start to learn about things, and it becomes so depressing, so depressing. I'll say one thing. So the one that probably stands out to me the most is the tissue one, because in the beginning he gives everyone tissues, and they're fancy tissues. They're not just basic $1 box tissues. They're $5 or whatever a tissue. And so when he's going to go buy tissues with his guardian, I'd consider it, he ends up saying, he's like, oh yeah, I like the fancier tissues. They're sweeter. They have a better feel to them and taste. You don't think anything about it, oh, that's funny, sure, whatever. And then he ends up watching just Japanese local TV and hears about this guy who ends up eating his tissues to survive. And then he basically puts two and two together and realizes that he was starving as a kid and he had to eat tissues to survive. And It's a that part's super depressing, but this is like a 9 or 10 show. It's so wholesome, sad, if that makes sense. But I'd recommend watching it. It's one of those cries that you just have to get out. What else came out this season? God, there's so much garbage. Ooh, Kobayashi, the OVA, pretty good. But it's an OVA. What do you expect? I don't know if I've seen much more of this season. For me, was a season where I caught up on things. There's one other show I guess I can talk about. It was Police in a Pod. Police in a Pod is by Madhouse. It definitely has that look. It's interesting. I wasn't a big fan of it per se. It was definitely a show where I don't even know how to explain the show. How would you explain this show? It's a show about a cop who's super hot, and she was a detective, but she got demoted because of stuff she did and said. She becomes part of the police force. This new rookie girl joins, and she finds out like the other girl's super good, but she's just batshit crazy basically. And I don't know. I dropped this show pretty early on. It has some good comedy elements, but it's not a show that I would just sit there and watch. But yeah, this is just some fun stuff. Just wanted to record about this last season. I feel like it was a good season for me to catch up on things. So I ended up catching up on JoJo. Uh, what was the name of the Wandering Witch? It was really good. I recommend that one. Just caught up on that. And yeah, it's really about it. But if you guys want to hear actually more opinions on these and longer discussions, watch our episode on the winter season where we have, I think it's 4 or 5 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of us talking about the winter season and what we ended up watching and what we really liked and some of the just straight garbage that came out that season. Platinum Man and stuff like that. Just basic stuff. Anyway, so follow us there, buy our stickers. All the links are down below. So see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.